Good afternoon. Imagine it's 2 a.m. in the campus library. Your research paper is due at 8 that same morning. So you crack open a can of Monster, 150 milligrams caffeine in just one hit. An hour later, you're fading again, so you down a second can to keep typing. By 3:30 in the morning, your hands are trembling, your heart is fluttering in double time, and the room is starting to tilt. You're wondering if this project is really worth all the terror that is pacing through your veins. That scenario isn't fiction for thousands of students each year. It's a textbook case of caffeine toxicity, and emergency rooms see it all the time. Today, I want to persuade you to stop drinking energy drinks, or at the very least, rethink on how often you rely on them. Whether it's for late night study sessions, sports practice, or just to stay awake in class, these drinks are targeting us, all of us, the student population. We're under pressure, we're tired, and we're constantly being sold these quick fixes. But the science is clear. Energy drinks can be incredibly harmful, especially to young people. Over the past week, I personally have been studying recent data from sources like the CDC, Harvard Health, the Mayo Clinic, and the American Academy of Pediatrics. And I've seen firsthand how my friends depend on these drinks without realizing what they're really doing to their bodies. Here's what I'll be walking through today. First, we'll look at how energy drinks became such a common problem. Second, I will tell you guys about the serious health risks they pose. And finally, we'll talk about the practical, healthier alternatives that you can use to stay energized without hurting your body in the process. Let's start about how this problem grew to become so big. Walk into any gas station, you'll see rows of cans with names like Monster, Red Bull, Celsius, and Bang. They're flashy, cool, and aggressive in their marketing. But what's even more concerning about them is that how they're marketed. These drinks aren't just sold as beverages, they're sold as lifestyles. They sponsor extreme sports, gaming tournaments, and professional athletes that you see on TV every day. Ads suggest that you need one just to stay up late, crush a workout, or even just to make it through the school day. That's not true though. It's no accident that young people, us teens and college students, are their primary targets. According to the CDC, energy drinks are responsible for thousands of ER visits each year, and the majority of these cases involve people under 25. In 2023 alone, over 20,000 emergency room visits were tied to energy drinks. That's a 30% increase from previous years. And here's what's even trickier. Most people don't realize how much caffeine and sugar they're actually consuming. One can of Bang or Rain has around 300 milligrams of caffeine. That's the same as 3 or even 4 cups of coffee, all in one sitting. And that doesn't include other stimulants like guarana or taurine, which amplify the effects. And lastly, they add on 50 grams of sugar. You're drinking something that hits your body like a freight train. The bottom line, these drinks are much more dangerous than they look. And now that we've talked about how they became so common, let's look at the real damage that they can do to your body and mind. First, let's talk about the heart. The Mayo Clinic reports that energy drinks can cause elevated heart rate, high blood pressure, and abnormal heart rhythms, even in people who are otherwise healthy. A 2024 study in Mayo Clinic proceedings found that just 2 16-ounce cans can spike your blood pressure more than 14 points in only 90 minutes. Harvard Health Publishing adds that the combination of caffeine, sugar, and antioxidants can put serious stress on your cardiovascular system. And this stress has even triggered cardiac arrest, especially when these drinks are mixed with alcohol or consumed in high amounts. Next, let's look at the brain. The American Academy of Pediatrics warns that the energy drinks can interfere with healthy brain development, especially in teens. They cause insomnia and sleep disturbances. Poor sleep, in turn, leads to weaker memory, lower academic performance, and greater emotional stress. Think about it. If the drink that you were drinking to stay awake in the class was actually harming you, would you still drink it? Then, there's the issue of dependence. These drinks are addictive. The more you use them, the more caffeine you need to feel awake. This leads to a dangerous cycle of dependence, where you rely on just a drink to feel normal. And when you stop, you get withdrawal symptoms, headaches, irritability, fatigue. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, caffeine dependence is a real clinical issue, and energy drinks push that dependence further than any coffee or soda ever could. Finally, some outcomes are more severe. There are documented cases of seizures, hospitalization, and even death, especially in young athletes who combine energy drinks with excessive exercise. These aren't just horror stories, they're real, but they're preventable. Finally, that all sounds alarming, and it is, but the good news is we have better, safer options. Next, most of us are dehydrated all the time. Just drinking water can help your brain process and reduce fatigue and stabilize your mood. You can turn to natural alternatives like green tea, for example. It has less caffeine and contains antioxidants that are good for your brain and heart. Or try a smoothie with fruits, vegetables, and protein. These provide steady energy without the crash. And here's something that most people overlook: better time management. If you start your assignments earlier, plan your days, and eat balanced meals with complex carbs and proteins, you won't need that artificial boost. Lastly, be a voice for change. Help spread the truth. Talk to your friends. Push for school policies that discourage energy drink sales, especially during school events or in vending machines. This isn't just about you. It's about protecting everyone who's misled by their marketing. Let's review. Energy drinks are everywhere, but that doesn't make them safe. They're aggressively marketed to us, especially as students. They can damage your heart, disrupt your brain, and trap you in a cycle of dependence. And yes, there are better ways to stay awake and focused. If you've been drinking these drinks regularly, I challenge you to stop, or at least cut back significantly. Try a nap, drink more water, or pick up some green tea or a smoothie. And above all, read all labels and think twice. Next time you're tired and reaching for that can, ask yourself, is this really helping me or hurting me? You deserve energy that fuels your body, not energy that damages it. Thank you.